I think my personal favourite is a track called Everything She Wants, which is the most like 80s style track on the album. The other tracks, most of them are fairly derivative of either 60s or 70s material, but that track is the most modern, and it's a mid-tempo funk number, and I think it's the one that's going to last the longest for me.
You've got a Christmas single coming out soon. Is that included on the LP?
No. It's going to be an extra at Christmas, that one. If it was on the album, it would sound a bit stupid, the Christmas single released in mid-October or early November. But it won't be that long before it's out.
We've never agreed with taking, too many singles off an album. Like, say, Michael Jackson, he's nearly released a whole album, Thriller. So we never liked that as kids. If you buy an album, you don't expect singles to be released off it every now and again. So there's going to be 3, and then the Christmas single, which is fairly good value.
I think after Freedom, there's really nothing on the album that we want to release, for the simple reason that it's nice to. We don't need to, simply because we'll have had 4 singles out this year once the Christmas single's out, and it'd be nice just to give it a break and come back with something totally new.
Some bands are thought of as single bands or album bands. How do you see yourselves?
Singles,
definitely.
Yeah.
If we had the choice, we'd never make another album in our lives. No, that's the albums tend to sound like bunches of singles put together because, definitely this album, with the exception of one track which is semi-instrumental, they're all the kind of thing that we might like to release as singles, and that's probably what will happen in America because they tend to milk albums until they dry over there. But no, it definitely is a singles band.
Was any of the album written in the studio, or all the songs prepared before you started recording?
The only songs on the album that were prepared were the ones that had already been recorded, i.e. Careless Whisper, which is we wrote 3 years ago, and Wake Me Up Before You Go, which I wrote in April. But other than that, all the stuff from Freedom onwards was all written while I was over there.
You like using different musicians on the different things you record. Who did you use on the LP?
Well, basically, this nearly the same team as we used last year. It's the same people who came on tour with us, and the way it's developed, we have now more of a band sound than we did before. They've worked with us for over a year, so it's they've got to know each other and they know how they work together, and it's got a more cohesive sound.
When you're working in the studio, do you ever have arguments?
No, there's no arguments. We may disagree on certain points of how things should sound or whatever, but basically, it's fairly. We both have very similar ideas as the way songs should be recorded, so there's no problem.
George and Andrew, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, okay.